Welcome back to Midtown Manhattan. This just in. The Haney Ramirez fight is over with. So if you went out to run that important errand at the grocery store, now is the chance to come back and set your consciousness for something that Turki Al-Sheikh and all of his associates are pretty sure is going to be a real fight. Ryan Garcia versus Rolando Romero. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. There's a 3-year age gap in favor of Garcia. There's a 1-inch height gap in favor of Garcia. They both weighed in at 146. There's a 2-inch reach gap in favor of Garcia. Let's go to Michael Buffer now for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away from our third main event of the evening. The fighters are almost here. It's time for Fatal Fury in Times Square. Main event number 3 of the triple hitter.
Here's Rolly in the car, getting ready to roll. Some people have said in the past Rolly Romero, but he confirmed again yesterday, as he has many times, no, it's Rolly. Action fighter, Mike Coppinger. This fight promises sustained action, right?
I don't think this one's going the distance, Jim. I'm expecting fireworks. Rolly Romero's a big puncher, and he's a better boxer than given credit for, even if he is awkward. He was winning rounds, Jim, against Gervonta Davis.
You say he's a big puncher. Does he have the kind of weaponry that matches up against Ryan Garcia's left hook?
Absolutely not. I mean, he's just a guy that's more awkward with his shots. He reminds me a bit of Ricardo Mayorga, both in and out of the ring. And Ryan Garcia, that left hook is unmatched.
Yeah, Ryan knows how to set it up with his left hook, and Rolly really doesn't. But if he can improve and able to set those power shots up on Ryan, it's a whole different fight if he can land.
Yeah, and Ryan Garcia told me that he compared his left hook to Deontay Wilder's right hand. He said that everyone knows it's coming, and yet nobody can stop it.
I was just about to ask if his left hook is as dangerous as Deontay Wilder's right hand was. There's the answer right there. Thank you, Mike Coppinger. And there is the glamorous and exciting Ryan Garcia. In a lot of ways, particularly via his social media activity and his hard punching with the left hook in the ring, he at the moment is the lifeblood of the sport in America.
Ryan Garcia is one of the biggest stars in all of boxing, and I think he really has a chance in the future to be the face of boxing if he can stay clean outside the ring and win inside the ropes.
Because he's so young still. It seems like he's had a full career already, but he still have quite a few more years he can give us.
Yeah, he's a young guy, and the biggest star in boxing by far right now, that's Canelo Alvarez, of course. He's 34 years old. He's near the end.
And Canelo is obviously a larger star in his home country of Mexico. Garcia is an American fighter, so that in itself is an edge. Interestingly, and this is totally parenthetical and unrelated to the fight that we're about to see, but I was at the International Boxing Hall of Fame last spring, where Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales were both there, arm in arm, going to every event together, demonstrating the kind of camaraderie that comes from fights like Gaddy Ward and others of that nature. And they both said that they thought Canelo now has a resume that can be presented credibly for greatest Mexican fighter of all time. It's an astonishing honor. Here's Michael
Ladies
Buffer.
and gentlemen, now making his entrance to the ring first, Rolando Rolly Romero.
From beginning to the end, I intend my entire team to be fire. And then start spilling when I'm finna be fire. You see, I intend to go as hard as an entire choir, singing higher than a man working on a wire. Electric Tricons, I'm 6 wires high, you can't hang from me. I'm doing my thing, and you can't see the money. Mr. McGuire, but you can't see the rider on his spitfire tires. Okay, if I'm tired, I'm recruiting his game. First and 15, long fast and left out, shooting at the snakes like let the neck man. Up, get a boy that got etiquette, and you got the game messed up. You gotta press reset, man. Oh, you can just ask for me. Now put you up on it like Channel 3. Like some Shanghai ducks in a camo tee. Step studded like Cremo G. It was me, especially if I'm looking for a screen. Hardly ever seen. I was on the creep, Joe MCs ain't seen when I was hated on the street, man. Mama said I was special, cause it's only one eye like a peacock. But if I poke like Mo, you can't peek, Joe. My people start calling me Nemo. I said no, I was rolling on me like creep show. Hey, when I put X's in my eyes like cars. I let it happen, I go out before I actually make it happen.
As we watch Ryan Garcia begin his trek here to Times Square to enter the ring. Antonio, I don't know that I've looked this closely before at Rolando Romero. He has very strong legs.
He's a strong, powerful fighter, and a lot of his strength comes from the bottom. Pacquiao had very, very strong legs. He has a good base for his shots. You feel me? I just wish he had a little bit more rhythm and flow with his punches. He could be a dangerous fighter.
This is Romero's first fight at 147, and he told me this was a move that he should have made a long time ago. It's hard to believe that this guy once made 135.
And if you wonder, is it accurate to portray leg strength as an important factor in boxing? Just look at Canelo. Look at his legs from all the years from horseback riding, and I believe that's the reason he's never been on his back, never tasted the canvas at any point in his career.
Great point. Great point.
Antonio, you've fought in a lot of big fights and a lot of pay-per-views. This is going to be Romero's second pay-per-view headliner, the other being, of course, Gervonta Davis fight. How much do you think that experience will help him here?
Well, Ryan also has been like a pay-per-view fighter as well, so not really. I mean, they know it's a big fight, and they're gonna hopefully rise to the occasion.
Ryan Garcia prepares to exit from the Batmobile that brought him here. And now let's go to Michael.
And now
Buffer.
making his entrance to the ring, Ryan King Ryan Garcia.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The cameras here and the microphones and the world. If you are what you say you are, a superstar, have no fear.
Garcia prancing toward the ring. Bugging for the crowd. Blowing kisses. Phenomenal crowd appeal. Electric personality. Smart. Sometimes self-destructive. All factors which have been part and parcel of many of the greatest boxing stars over the years. Let's go to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Fatal Fury Times Square main event number 3 in the triple header. 12 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. And it's all brought to you by the Bible of Boxing, Ring Magazine, and SNK Corporation, publisher of the famous video fighting game, Fatal Fury, City of Wolves. Along with promoters Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Box Raw. This contest presented in association with Warriors Promotions and sponsored by Public Investment Fund. Visit Saudi, STC, SRMG, Dr. Suleiman Al Habib Medical Group, Saudia, the national airline of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Jeddah Season, Milaf Cola, NHC, Visit Qatar, Core Group, Desert, Sky, Arab National Bank, First Data, and Sella. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the sanctioning bodies, and this is sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, Executive Director Matthew Delaglio. The 3 judges scoring on a 10-point system: Tony Paolillo, Veluska Roldan, and Tom Schreck. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Ricky Gonzalez. And now, the Fatal Fury Times Square, 3rd contest of the evening. So for all those in attendance and the millions watching around the world live on pay-per-view, DAZN.com, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing pink and yellow and weighing in officially at 146.6 pounds. His professional record, 16 victories, 13 of those 16 by knockout, against 2 defeats. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, he is Rolando Romero. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue and weighing in officially at 146.8 pounds. His professional record outstanding, 24 victories, 20 big wins by knockout, only 1 defeat with 1 no contest. Fighting out of Victorville, California, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan King Garcia.
Gentlemen, you received instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up.
So can these 2 fighters now establish the electric vibe that has been missing for most of the evening? This has not been a thrilling boxing card in any way other than the setting and the quality of the fighters who are in the ring. We have not seen a great fight. If we're going to see one tonight, this is the only candidate remaining, and it was probably always the most likely candidate, Mike.
Absolutely, Jim. Ryan Garcia and Rolando Romero, great characters outside the ring, exciting fighters inside it, 2 big punchers, and Ryan Garcia, of course, owns the fastest hands in all of boxing.
Particularly the rocket left hook. Very hard to see coming.
Yeah, I mean, he can really throw it from anywhere. He can throw it from the hip, from high up. It's a dangerous weapon.
Is the marriage with trainer Derek James permanent or a momentary thing?
I think we'll see. There was a lot of talk about Ryan reuniting with Eddie Reynoso for this fight. But Reynoso, of course, was unavailable as he's training Canelo Alvarez. That fight's in Riyadh just 24 hours from now.
Good jab by Garcia.
I like that jab by Garcia. I think that separates him from what Rolly does. Rolly don't really work behind that jab, and I think that'll keep Ryan out front if he can do that consistently.
Ryan sticks an authoritative jab. He's already landed 2 or 3 of them. You establish that punch in the first round, and it means a lot to you for the remainder of the fight.
Most definitely. And he's going to definitely offset what Rolly is trying to do. Just land a big counter punch. Good jab.
So far, the first round is a Ryan Garcia jabbing exhibition. We're more than halfway through.
You know, Antonio, you're somebody that turns pro later in life. Rolly Romero didn't even start boxing until age 16.
Yeah, that's late to start. Not extremely late, but normally if you're going to be in this sport and have a career in it, you usually want to start like 10, 11 years old. Start them young, for real.
It's easy to love a fighter who has fast hands. Is it a learned trait, Antonio, or is it totally inborn as a skill?
Well, you train and you can, you know, get better at your speed, but it's something you either have or you don't. If you're a fast fighter, you can become a faster fighter or quicker if you have those abilities. I like a guy that can do pretty much a little bit of everything. Power, speed, rhythm, timing.
If I were going to come back as a fighter in my next life, and I wanted to ask for one attribute, I would ask for fast hands. I think it decides more fights than any other physical edge.
Yeah, think of the best fighters of the past 25 years, right? Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, incredibly fast hands.
Oh,
Meldrick Taylor. I can still see him.
Having speed and control is what's the nightmare.
Yeah. Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
What is the most powerful trait we have?
Good first round, dominated by Garcia's jab.
I say so.
It's the use of spears. For what they teach us, what they show us, just examples of what extraordinary is happening.
If you're doing this, you gotta, if you can even hit him in this, what do you want? If you hit him in this, I'll hit him in this right here. All right? And then stepping over. He's trying to come over the top. He's trying to walk you to the right hand. So go the other direction.
What's living mean? It means finding a way.
Seconds out!
Ryan Garcia, that last fight against him.
Oh my gosh.
A double hook, short hook, caught Ryan right on the chin, dropped him in the second round. Rolando Romero, wow.
Biggest event of the night. Most electric moment we've seen. Now let's see how Garcia reacts. He's going to come back firing, but he's not going to hide.
Rolando Romero got to be patient right now, bro, because Ryan ain't that hurt. He's still dangerous.
And he's looking to land the left hook.
But what a shot by Rolando Romero, man. I was wondering how long it was going to take him to get inside.
Changed the whole night. Changed the whole atmosphere. Listen to the noise that now surrounds us.
And don't forget, Jay, it was actually round 2 against Luke Campbell that Ryan Garcia was dropped, and he came back to score a brutal knockout.
One thing about Rolly, he gonna get you or you gonna get him. It's gonna be one or the other. Oh, they exchanging hooks.
We definitely have our answer. Rolly Romero's power carried up to 147, huh?
Oh yeah, it looked like he's always been a strong fighter, but that weight did him good.
And those strong legs. He has a base for power in there, as does Garcia, by the way. Oh, hard right hand over the top by Rolly Romero.
That was a clubbing right hand, though. He's gonna have to straighten that out a little bit if he wants the effect that hook had. Right now, I would advise Ryan Garcia to just to jab his chest, jab his arm, just put that jab on him.
Stop. Watch it.
Well, that was what dominated the first round. But Rolly attacked quickly in the second.
That hook was blistering. He hit him twice with 2 hooks.
So Romero's working on a 2-point round after having put Garcia on the canvas with that power explosion.
Seems like Garcia's regained his senses.
Yeah, he realized now he can get hurt. He's gonna have to tighten up a little bit, close that door.
showbiz part is over. The fight has begun.
Stop at the bell.
Good hit by Ryan right there on the ropes.
You could almost hear Ryan Garcia thinking, I need a left hook. I need to land the left hook. I need to make my point.
You stand up too high. If you stand up too high, you gotta shovel. Pop. Listen, Ryan, don't relax. That's what's happening. Listen, shoot the stick and start, because he's gonna let you work up, because he's gonna start doing this. So you listen, start shooting, start stepping over. Breathe deep, bro. You good? Listen. We just want to win the round.
Yeah.
Keep working and break him down.
All right, Antonio, let's take another look at the punch that put Garcia down.
Right there, ooh.
Boom.
He caught him twice right there, but that hook was solid right on the chin, and he didn't load up or nothing. He just was in rhythm with it right here. Turn it over. Bing! Great shot by Rolando Romero.
Garcia was already off balance after the first hook, and then Romero sealed the deal with the second. So now, Garcia has tasted Rolando Romero's power. The job for Garcia now, in addition to getting his bearings and his senses back, is to try to make Romero taste his power.
Most definitely.
With a left hook.
And it's not just Romero's first fight at 147. This is Garcia's first fight at 147 as well.
So they should both be a little stronger.
Now Garcia, of course, had a tumultuous 2024. He got into trouble. Waldorf Astoria got arrested for some damage to the property. But he tells me he's been sober for a while now, and that he worked with his family in outpatient therapy.
Man, that's great, man, that he took it upon himself to really seek help if that was the case. And you can see, you know what I mean, with his approach to this fight, it's definitely working. You feel me? He's really applying some things to his life. I think it'll be important for Rolly now to start investing in that body just in case this fight goes long. He can at least take a little of the steam off of Ryan Garcia.
They've both been focused so far on landing a power shot upstairs. So neither of them has yet mounted a serious body attack. But it could be that the first one of the two who does that could gain an advantage. Look at Romero's upper body. And you see that musculature. See where the power comes from. Muscles in his back.
Yeah, he's a strong fighter. When I look at Rolly Romero, it looks like his style really gives Ryan some issues. You know, Ryan is not able to really effectively jab as much as he wants to. He has an awkward style, and I think it's bothering Ryan to some degree.
Well, sometimes a puzzle takes a while to solve. That's why there are 12 rounds. That's why you have a corner to talk to you between rounds. This could become an exercise in management for Ryan Garcia. With all his talents, Romero is a very tough opponent. He's already shown it.
And certainly since that knockdown, Garcia seems a little more hesitant to uncork that left hook.
Well, he got to set that left hook up. Just throwing it for no apparent reason is not going to get it done. I would like to see him really scoring with that jab, and I think he can open some things up.
Romero just missed with another right hand. First two rounds are very dramatic, and now we'll be back.
Está de pinga. ¿Tú me estás oyendo? Lo único que me hace falta es que te mantengas con la finta y no te quedes alto tanto tiempo, ¿te entiendes? Mira, él no te tira. Cada vez que tú le estás haciendo finta, él no te tira. ¿Ok? Y acuérdate que tú lo enganchaste con esta. Amágale la de esta para que lo enganches con la otra, ¿oíste? Vamos allá, mi nene, ¿eh? Límpiate los guantes conmigo.
We're back in Times Square in New York City. We are back at the epicenter of the New York culture. Manhattan's Central Point for a boxing card, which has finally erupted now in what is an action-filled fight, at least for the first two rounds, between Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia. And considerable drama now as we move to round 4, with Garcia already having been on his back in center ring in round 2.
Good body shot with that jab. I like both of these guys focused tonight. Rolly seemed to be mentally focused, not really getting reckless with his style. Like it.
You know, certainly this is the best battle of trainers on the entire card. Ryan Garcia with Derek James, who's led Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence to championships. And then, of course, Romero with Ismael Salas at the Cuban School of Boxing.
Yeah, and you make a great point with that. Salas from the Cuban School of Boxing. But has he had a puncher like Romero before?
Never.
Garcia sticking the jab in. Romero jabbing to the body.
He's setting up that left hook again.
He being Garcia.
Rolly setting that left hook again. I see him faint for it. Right there is where Ryan should be snapping that jab out right there.
Just keeps looking at the thickness of the muscles in Romero's body. It looks like he got more out of the rise in weight than did Ryan Garcia.
That's the jab I was talking about. He got to continue to use that jab in order to set the big punches up.
Garcia is far more likely, it appears, to commit to his jab than Rolly, who uses it more as a tactical rhythm thing.
DAZN is the official global broadcaster for the 2025 Club World Cup. Inter Miami and the Seattle Sounders are going to compete alongside Manchester City, Chelsea, Real Madrid, and teams from all around the world. You can watch all 63 live soccer matches on DAZN beginning on June 14th, not to be missed. There's also another major boxing event coming this summer. Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois will rematch, this time for the undisputed heavyweight titles. Usyk stopped Dubois in 2023. Remember, some say that first fight was controversial. They will settle matters in a rematch on July 19th, live from Wembley Stadium.
Active crowd having a blast in Times Square tonight. Unique event put together by Turki Al Sheikh of Saudi Arabia, the new force in boxing marketing and promoting around the world. And now we move to round between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero.
Garcia countered real good off of Rolly's punches right then. He got the best of that exchange.
4 rounds have gone by pretty quickly, but there was thunder in the second when Romero landed a double left hook, 2 of them in rapid fire succession, to put Garcia on the canvas.
Both of these fighters, while they have power, they both have been stopped too. Romero was stopped by Pitbull Cruz last year, and Garcia, of course, against Gervonta Davis, courtesy of a body shot.
And very interesting, our unofficial ringside scorer, as you saw at the bottom of the screen there, has had Garcia winning each of the other 3 rounds besides the 10-8 round for Rolly Romero in the second round. So at this moment, according to our unofficial ringside score, Garcia, despite the knockdown, leads the fight.
It's a close fight. I don't know how the judges are scoring other than the knockdown. I think that last round could have been really close, but we'll see.
Now they tell me, and I'm feeling my way, that was the AI scorecard, artificial intelligence. Yet another way of doing it.
Garcia really is not letting his hands go much, and when he does, it's one at a time, right?
That's what I was telling you. It looks like Rolly's style just gives him a little trouble because he's usually more active than this. Maybe it was that knockdown, Jim.
He did land a body shot. And yes, you're more likely to keep your hands home if you can remember tasting the canvas, which you can certainly remember at this point in the fight.
Not just that. You talk about Haney possibly having a hangover. What about Garcia?
Right.
He had his win taken away. He was suspended for PED use. He had a big, chaotic year outside the ring. And he has a lot of questions surrounding him.
He's been off for a whole year.
No, stop.
At this stage of the fight, I think Rolly is really showing a lot of discipline. You know, to stay within it in the chess match rather than just, you know, throwing caution to the wind.
Stop at the bell, gentlemen. I don't know how they judge him, right? So you got to get busy with the jab. You can beat him with a jab. Once you beat him with the jab, you start setting up all the other shots. He's going to be so annoyed with the jab that he's not going to think about the right hand and left hook. So we need to keep the jab in his face to open him up. Shoot the jab, start feigning, then step in with the right hand. Or step over.
So Derek James doesn't know how they're scoring it, but this is how Mike Coppinger is scoring it. And this is very similar to what the artificial intelligence scoring showed us, Mike.
Yeah, Rolly Romero is doing the best work in there. Obviously, he had the 10-8 rounds automatically in round 2. And Ryan Garcia is simply not throwing many punches right now. He's allowing Romero to pick up some of these rounds, but they are close, Jim.
Those totals are wrong. That should say Romero 48, Garcia 46.
Correct.
So Coppinger has Romero ahead in the fight. Artificial intelligence had Ryan Garcia ahead in the fight. I would rely more on Coppinger. I don't know what artificial intelligence really is. Right.
You know, Jim, when I was with Romero in training camp in Vegas, he told me that he had lapses of concentration against Gervonta Davis and that he was learning from it. And I think you see that right here.
Looks like Rolly picking up the pressure now on Ryan Garcia.
He's fighting focused, right?
Oh, big time focus.
Left hook landed for Ryan Garcia. That was not the A-list left hook, but it was a landed punch. The A-list left hook is a rocket.
Stop. Let him go. Get off the set.
That body shot is effective and it's consistent. That one left hand to the body, Rolly is throwing. And Rolly's keeping that right hand right on that chin. Ryan Garcia hasn't had really much success with that hook tonight, Jim. And that's his patented punch.
100% correct. It's been mostly quiet through the first 5 rounds of the fight. So what is Garcia, what is Romero doing, Antonio, to take the left hook away?
You know, I'm thinking those little feints, the little jittery movement that he's doing. He's a little awkward with his approach, and sometimes that might throw a guy off. You know what I mean? And he's also powerful.
Particularly if he has punching power. You don't worry about a guy's motion so much if he can't hurt you, but he's already proven that he can. So therefore, you pay more attention to those little twitches and moves, right?
And the last thing you want him to do is get a clean shot on you, Jim. That could be over.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note here that these guys are familiar with one another. They sparred a few times 8 years ago, and of course they both, as usual, have different versions of how that sparring went. But Ryan told me that he was going to be hitting him at will on the inside.
And that ain't the case.
He hasn't been inside. He has not been inside to this moment in the fight. They have fought the entire fight from this posture on the perimeter.
And then when I look at this fight, there's not a lot being taken away from Rolly or Ryan. You feel me? If you're going to deplete a guy around for 9-10, you got to invest right now.
But if artificial intelligence still has Ryan Garcia ahead by points in the fight, it must be on the basis of his jab. He's throwing more jabs than Rolando Romero.
He's definitely doing that.
Well, Jim, artificial intelligence may be liking the jab, but I think Romero won that round.
He had some clean body shot, clean couple two.
Te salió 1-2-1.
I think Romero won the round, and I think by any human scoring metric, Romero should be ahead in the fight. Okay, now here's a proper updated scorecard. Mike Coppinger's scorecard, not artificial intelligence. And you can see it's a 58-55 lead halfway through the fight for Rolly Romero.
I have to agree with that card. I think Ryan Garcia gonna need a knockdown at least to take the momentum from a hungry Rolly Romero. He can taste it now.
Yeah, and we're entering round 7. That was the round Garcia knocked Campbell out in, and he was dropped in round 2, which he was in this fight.
So it doesn't seem like Ryan Garcia has came back from that knockdown as much as he did against Luke Campbell.
Not so far, no. I think the knockdown really made him a little gun shy.
If your scorecard is right, Mike Coppinger, Ryan Garcia could win the rest of the fight by a small margin and still lose it, because the lead that Romero has is big enough to ward him off. Ryan Garcia needs to get his left hook going, Antonio.
One of these fighters need to show some separation. You feel me? Win a round decisively or something. These rounds are just too close, Jim.
Well, the knockdown is the difference in the fight.
Good body shot. There you go. He got to get Rolly on his back foot.
Romero ducked the right hand. Missing in action so far, the electric left hook of Ryan Garcia. The punch that so bedeviled Devin Haney a year ago, not here tonight so far.
You know, some fighters do fight better when there's chaos swirling around them. Is Ryan Garcia perhaps one of those guys?
Man, I'm thinking I'm thinking this, though. Rolly is strong, bro. He's getting hit with jabs, and he's not even moving. He's not backing up, and I think that is really what's stressing Ryan right now. He can't get this guy to retreat.
Yeah, he did tell me that this move to 147 for Romero should have happened a long time ago.
And he's strong, bro. It just look like, again, he's able to back Ryan up. Ryan is not able to back him up. Good jab. I think a 1-2 will work for Ryan, but he got to go from 0 to 100 with the right hand. Push off that jab, let that right hand come back. I think he can at least land it.
All this posing and looking is wasting time. We're in the 7th. Only 5 rounds to go after this. It's verging toward becoming another big fight nightmare for the revered trainer Derek James, who lost last year with Errol Spence against Terrence Crawford and may be headed for a similar result tonight if this doesn't change.
And this would be a huge upset. The fact that Ryan has so much momentum going in. We got the big fight with Haney right there on the limb, so it would be a devastating loss if he can't pull this fight out.
And James also had Charlo, who laid an egg against Canelo.
Stop at the bell, gentlemen.
Not that that's Derek
That
James'
was a more
fault.
predictable fight.
Right.
Yeah, that was Canelo.
Step over to your right. Shoot your right. Listen, when he's doing this, keep shooting the jab. If you can't hit him, when he's doing this, hit him in the arm, hit him, knock it down. Make him keep that arm out there. They should keep him out of it, but he can't hit him in the arm, hit him in this. So step over to that, hit him in the shoulder, hit him in the right. Bam, bam, bam. Listen, whenever you go to the right and the left, you're walking into the right hand, that's what he's trying to shoot the hook at you. Take all of it, listen, find that, bite that, that's what it's about. The little daughters, the little, everything you got, listen, bite down. This is where the dog got to come out right now. Listen, don't nobody care what you do. You feel like a champ. The only way you feel like a champ, you got to go win it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it.
Show him who's Ryan. Come on, Ryan.
That speech makes clear that Derek James hears the ticking of the clock and wants Ryan Garcia to respond to the ticking of the clock.
Yeah, he realized that, running out of time. He thought his fight would be comfortably ahead, but that's not the fight we're seeing right now, Jim.
Ryan Garcia at least certainly looks engaged to me in the corner as Derek James was urging him to throw more punches, even if they're landing on the arm.
I think he needs to take some risks. That's the only thing that, pays off is a risk in this fight. There you go. Right there, you got to stay ahead. Just keep popping that jab. It'll open up. Nice. Keep doing that. I always was taught to add on. If you hit guy with one punch, you got to come back with two. If you throw two, throw three. So Ryan Garcia just need to add on to the combinations right now.
Rolly Romero took a shot at ending the fight right there with that right hand thrust. Big time power if he had landed the punch.
A lot of measuring, posturing right now.
Well, that's often what you see when two guys think of themselves as power punchers. They tend to wait to try to land the big shot. I think that's part of what Derek James was trying to break through with in terms of Ryan Garcia. Don't keep waiting to land the one big shot. Throw multiple punches. Rack up some scoreboard here.
Exactly. He landed a good jab right then, Jim.
I just think Garcia's losing a lot of these rounds based on inactivity alone.
He's just not doing enough, it don't seem like. You got to keep peppering that jab until something else opens up. The right hand, the hook, body shots. Good jab. Keep it up.
I want to see a right hand off the jab at least.
You're right,
or a left hook.
Add on. You got to add on. Good jab. You can see Ryan's rhythm and timing. He just needs to use it more.
Now Rolly swarms him, carries him back to the ropes.
Guys, stop holding, stop holding.
Buys a little time by holding, and the referee tells both fighters not to hold.
Stop at the bell, gentlemen.
Two landed punches at the end of the round for Rolly Romero.
Derek's getting angry, huh?
I don't know about angry. He just wants his fighter to step it up a little bit.
Tried to get that from Errol Spence, too. But Terrence Crawford wouldn't allow him. That was a little bit more one-sided fight than this. Garcia's still in this fight.
Most definitely.
Yeah, the last round was quite close. I actually gave it to Garcia. He landed a lot of good jabs, but he still has not really unleashed that left hook.
But did that cut Romero's lead to 1 point on your scorecard? Might have. Yes, I have the map. So it's still a fight as Romero drives Garcia toward the corner with a series of body shots.
And that looks good from the judge's eye. When you got a guy retreating and you land 2 or 3 shots. I think Ryan, one of these fighters is going to have to show some separation in this round, I believe. This fight's up for grabs. Good hook.
CompuBox tells us, by the way, that this fight, like its predecessor, is also being fought at a numerically slow pace. That's not tremendously shocking to me. Garcia is not a huge output puncher. He's not a multiple punch puncher. He's looking for one big shot a lot of the time.
They strategizing in there, man. A lot of strategy going on right now. Good. Snap that jab, Ryan.
Logic tells you the last 3 rounds might heat up. Particularly if Jared James can impress upon Garcia the need for more activity.
Romero's fighting with a whole lot of confidence right now.
Stop.
Some of Romero's reputation was built from gym wars in Las Vegas. He's been known for high-energy sparring sessions in Las Vegas, some of them in Floyd Mayweather's gym.
He's a guy, I believe, that just sold out. That was an illegal punch behind the back, wasn't it?
Yes.
He sold out on his career, man. He sold himself, and he got that opportunity with Tank, and the rest is history. He believed in himself to that point.
And Romero's a guy that gets a lot of opportunities because he talks such great trash. But, you know, funny enough, he really didn't even speak much until he was 11 years old.
Wow.
He had a lisp, and
he's making
really
up for it now. Turki Al-Sheikh at ringside, owner of Ring Magazine, chairman of the board of the directors of the Saudi Boxing Federation. For the moment, watching the best laid plans for a rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney hanging in the balance as Garcia tries to reverse the momentum of a fight that seems to be going against him. Always a new star in boxing, always another day, always another fight to make. And Rolly Romero could be the beneficiary of all that tonight.
And it's a big surprise, Jim, that we're even in round 10. Odds makers had the over-under for this fight at 6.5 rounds.
The trainer can't make the fighter throw more punches. The fighter's the only one who's in the ring, looking at the opponent, knowing what's coming back, feeling what's coming back. Should Ryan Garcia be selling out a little bit more and throwing more punches, Antonio?
I think both of them should. You know what I mean? It's a high-stake game right here. Ooh, good hook. And Rolly is doing what he has to do. He slowed this fight down to a snail, and Ryan just seems to be
falling into the trap.
Into the trap.
Falling into Rolly's trap. Fighting at a pace that does not benefit him now.
And it's easy to forget, but Garcia against Haney lost most of the rounds where he did not score a knockdown. He scored 3 of them, but he was getting outboxed otherwise.
I don't think he thought he would be outboxed by Rolly Romero.
I don't think any of us saw this coming.
But he know Rolly was coming to win. He know that. So he should have put his best foot forward tonight.
That's the second time Rolly has tried to end the fight on one big shot.
But at least he's trying to end it.
Exactly. Big roundhouse right hands are on his mind right now.
Good body shot.
That one landed.
That landed.
That's the third of the big roundhouse rights upstairs, and that one landed.
And Ryan's not coming back. That's the thing. See, if he gets hit with a combination like that, he knows he got to get that back.
In 10 more seconds, there are only going to be 2 rounds to go.
Stop at the ball.
So the door is closing, or so it would appear, for Ryan Garcia.
How you feeling? Listen, I don't give a fuck about that. I can't care about that. I care about you focusing, going out there and doing what you worked on doing. You deserve this, you earn this, but you gotta show it. You gotta show it. All that shit you went through, all the weight loss, all this, you did all of that. Don't act like you didn't do it. You did all that to get here, right? That year off. And you gotta go and fight like you hadn't fought for you. You gotta go out there, let the jab, work off the jab, work off the stick, set up the shots. You waiting for nothing. You walking right into a shot. You gotta pick that pace up.
He doesn't have a hook.
That's right. Listen, step over. Listen, pick busy, get busy, get busy. The last 2 rounds, you gotta go get him. And you don't have time. Find this shit, find it. Off the jab, walk his step to the jab.
Well, that was dramatic.
Step back.
That was a performance by Derek James, trying to get his fighter to where he needs him to go.
He's telling him everything he needs to do. He's even pleading with him. But it gotta come from Ryan.
And it's a good thing, Jim, that Derek James is being urgent in the corner. I have Rolly Romero up 97-92. So Garcia, for me, needs at least a knockdown or 2 to pull this fight out. And Derek James told him, get busy.
And so far, he's not.
Got to start with that front hand first and just get it busy. He's throwing one jab at a time. Why won't he change the rhythm on his jabs? Up jab, down jab. Get more busy with it. Like Rolly is doing.
You have to wonder, what is Devin Haney thinking if he's watching right now?
He can't be thinking too much after the performance he put on.
Performance or not, he has contract signed to fight Ryan Garcia in the fall.
Okay, well,
Dependent on Garcia winning this fight.
Although you never know, right? I just keep thinking back to in the HBO days, Zab Judah gets upset by Carlos Baldomir, and then they do the Mayweather-Judah fight anyway.
Hey, Rolly already told him, I think Haney deserves the rematch. After I knock you out, after I beat you, you can still have your rematch. Good body shot.
Cop, you're really good remembering Judah Baldomir and the stuff that went on there. That's a while back.
Hey, I was at that fight as a fan. Zab Judah is one of my all-time favorites.
One of my all-time favorite people. Just a fun human being, Zab Judah.
Good body shot.
Oh, the moment, Romero's winning this round. Yet another.
And I just lend that to his focus tonight. Rolly came in with a game plan, a mental approach, and he stuck to it. If he can pull this out, it's be a huge upset.
He's created a level of dominance such that Derek James sold out in the corner, all but yelling at Ryan Garcia to try to get a response. And in this round, Garcia has been dormant once again.
Disappointed, Jim, to not see Garcia showing urgency here. He has to know this fight is slipping away.
With everything at stake.
He must not like the taste of Rolly's power. It's the only way I can interpret this, and I'm not a fighter. There's a shot at Devin and Bill Haney as they watch a potential payday seem to go down the drain. Mike.
Rolly Romero, 107, 101. Ryan Garcia, I've only given him 3 rounds. Maybe he won 4, but he's just not throwing many punches. And you see the body language in the corner, Jim. He knows he's losing this fight.
And he's not desperate for the win. You know, you feel your whole career slipping away from you right in front of your eyes, man. You get desperate at times.
You've got X billion social media followers. You think you're going to make big money anyway.
Romero's feeling good, though. He jumps right off the stool.
King Rye is the king of social media. No question in this sport.
I think Ryan needs a big punch, guys.
He needs a left hook. He needs to land his rocket left hook. And he tried one there. But you have to set it up. You can't just throw it haphazardly.
Exactly.
I think Ryan Garcia, if he's not going to throw some punches, is going to have to hope for a gift. I think back to his promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, Jim, on HBO. He had that fight set up against Bernard Hopkins, and I thought he definitely lost to Felix Sturm.
Good memory. Good memory, Cop. You're on target.
I always thought having a fight and having one sign in the background has always been a bad omen in boxing, as far as I'm concerned. It takes and put too much pressures on the guys that's fighting in the fight. And maybe that's what happened tonight.
Yeah, but how do you resist the money? You know, it takes a little bit of faith to say, okay, well, I'll turn this down for now and see if it turns out right and I get even bigger money. When you're looking at the kinds of numbers that were in that contract, right, Cop?
It's a big money fight. I think the rematch was one of the biggest fights in all of boxing after all that transpired. But between Haney's performance and now this, that might be out the window, at least for now.
Listen.
But you know what? Romero and Devin Haney, they've exchanged a lot of words over the years.
That would be a good fight. That would be a good fight for sure. They could sell that. They know
I
each
wonder
other
if
very well.
Romero's too strong for Devin Haney at this weight. He's a beast in there. The legs, the back, the musculature. He's a very strong fighter. You can see it.
And I think Ryan felt that strength and power tonight.
If Romero does indeed pull this off, this is one of the biggest upsets in recent years. He was plus 700.
I never saw this happening, bro.
Well, he's not just winning the fight. He's walking away. I mean, your card was 107-102. Reverse one round and it's, 107-102. Reverse a round, it's 106-103. He's still winning. And Romero's slow pace, a smart strategy, right, Antonio?
Yeah, I think that was the only strategy, but I didn't think Ryan would cooperate with everything that Rolly was doing tonight. He cooperated, didn't really put up the resistance I was looking for, but still young, man. Like I said, we don't know the results of this fight.
Stop at the bell, gentlemen.
Something happened with the double left hook that put Garcia on his back and prompted the rest of the fight to be relatively non-essential and perfunctory.
You know, that left hook came after a dominating round from Ryan, so he needed to really prevent Ryan from getting going.
Well, the face of boxing returns to DAZN tomorrow. Canelo Alvarez takes on William Skull for the undisputed super middleweight championship in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It is available for you to buy right now on DAZN.
Garcia throws an arm skyward. Oh, these are highlights. Looking back at what happened in the fight. And here's round two, and there's the double left hook, and there's Garcia flying to a seat on the canvas. And from that point forward, not a lot of other things happened in the fight.
That definitely changed the fight for Rolando Romero, and it really made Ryan Garcia hesitant all night long. I thought we would see a more active Ryan Garcia, more accurate, but hey, you got to get back to the drawing board, Jim.
Well, these highlights show Garcia jabbing effectively. You see how he won some rounds. If you had seen only these highlights, you might have thought that it wound up closer than it's likely to be on the scorecards. Final CompuBox numbers in the fight. Rolly throws 60 more punches. Garcia lands 11 more punches.
They got Ryan landing more punches.
Garcia lands more jabs. An equal number of power punches. The two trips to the canvas in the second round make it seem impossible that Ryan Garcia is actually going to win a decision off of this.
By those numbers, this fight could be up for grabs with those numbers.
But knockdowns count. CompuBox has done more than 15,000 fights in its history, and this produced the third lowest total of punches thrown in a 12-round fight.
Wow, I would have never expected that with these two
And it was the second fight on the card that delivered that kind of profile. Maybe it was something to do with being in Times Square. Right. Let's go to Michael Bumper with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Fatal Fury Times Square, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judges Tony Paolo and Tom Schreck both scored it 115 to 112. Velasco Roldan has it 118 to 109. The winner by unanimous decision, Rolando Romero.
A sportsmanlike piece of applause from Garcia as he accepted the obvious